I saw Complete Unknown tonight, the movie. It's strange. Not very good and very good at the same time. And once you know what you want, not what you need, it is very good. It is about genuine titans of our culture. Some of the Gloire remains never really enhanced, but what's moving to me is that as she does Baez and he does Dylan, we hear all the echoes down through the centuries. I love the musical biopics because I love the music. The music of all of them is nailed, whatever the imperfections of the actings, the music, the singing shows itself, the deeper art so forcefully. The dense culture excels at music pouring off of every page like it was written in your soul, and every street corner of every group of this melting pot. Lord, it should make us happier than we are. I think it is what humans do best, and the music is movie is a celebration of that. Chalamet is awesome because he is awesome. And he sings the songs beautifully. He misses the walk. He walks like a blob, not like Bob. Dylan doesn't. Dylan walks like the narcissist, so necessary to that level of openness. His walk does way more than his talk, but that is Mangold, the director, and we let that go. When I personally first heard the great songs, the oldest was nearly a decade old. At 11, I hated the sound. I liked the Archies. 2 years later, when one enters adulthood at 13, it does not come later. If you're alive and hunting, it comes at 13. It was piercing and it was everything. It is maybe worth wondering that when that happens, at that age, to any of us, when we are not yet compartmentalized, there should be a pause to allow its supremacy to make its space in the boy and girl psyche, to give it its terrible due. Alexander played the lute too well for Dad, Philip. So maybe that's it. Men think every day about Rome. What a shock, what a poverty. And we think it's funny. Shocking and riveting, but at that age, the poetry is natural. One had no judgment, just that it made sense. It always sounded electric to me. I'm pretty sure had I been in Newport in 65, I'd not have booed, I'd have loved it. From a Buick 6 follows straight out of It Ain't Me, Babe, to me. But he, to me, saved poetry, which would have stayed for me as the dust of Achilles and Cahulian itching in the palms of scholars otherwise. He delivered to me mythologies when they were necessary. They lose clout quickly, these myths, but he had moved on anyway, lest we forget, from Rolling Stone to John Wesley Harding. When I got to that at 16, I was ready. I don't understand the betrayed of Newport. I don't understand those people today. To fall in love with Hattie Carroll and have no time for Tombstone Blues is strange. How literate you must be, how in need of references, how needy in general. A top moment in the movie is when he runs into a fictional boozy blues man and they do a little jam. That music is loaded and potent, and almost nobody in the room gets it. It's the grip of the muse that makes him bad boyfriend material, dears. The Baez stuff is beautiful because she had a similar grip in her. Suze didn't stand a chance. I thought the movie was made for those who would have booed at Newport, and that is most of us. A long time ago, I read what Pasternak said about Hamlet, and I knew he'd not have booed at Newport. What Germaine Greer said about Comedy of Errors, the same. So let's accept that most of us would have booed at Newport in 65, and it is they the movie is for. Maybe to get over themselves at last, I doubt it. Forever the power of It's All Right Ma, or the first sounds of It's a Hard Rain's Gonna Fall, will be unsurpassed for me. I've felt nothing since like that. I've come close. Otis Redding, Try a Little Tenderness. Jimmy Cliff, Many Rivers to Cross. Desmond Dekker, The Israelites. Beethoven's Ninth. Nina Simone, Billie Holiday, P.F. and Judy Garland. They are all breakers of stone, but It's All Right Ma is Zeus. The great ancient. Before the boy again returns for Like a Rolling Stone. The sound of All Right, the bareness, how many months or weeks before Rolling Stone. He was so much older then. And maybe, as my mom said, we never lose the child. We just go back and forth, carrying it all with us, all of it to the grave if we are brave. It's good to think we don't get older, we just get bigger, keeping it all with us. And out of nowhere he came, out of Minnesota. And if you want genius, it is to that place you should go. Everybody from everywhere else will be booing at Newport. It seems to me a singer like no one else we have, perhaps the greatest of actors, in concert with the chosen instrument or the several, the mesmerizing grip he or she has on us all when we are in the room is maybe the deepest part of our species realized. I remember reading chronicles and understanding Bob Dylan for the first time as a person possessed, as one might be, by a lover. I used to play some rudimentary self-taught piano. I'm not musically lucky at all, but I could sit for hours over the simplest plonking of Moonlight Sonata and just transcend. And American music is maybe her greatest gift, coming out of England and Senegal and Ireland and Egypt. America has mixed it all up and thrown it back across the oceans. If only she could see herself that way. I guess it is the mashup of Europe and Africa. What a mashup. I don't know. And so much has been said, but something happens when he sits in with the blues player, something forever, as deep as a young poet sitting at the feet of Homer and his Iliad. It's All Right Ma is the miracle. And while the world, I see, celebrates the silliest of stuff, it is good to know that a movie is selling out that celebrates the deepest of stuff. Reaching, I have seen by us, ever. All right, that's